Woody Womack joined by Mike Farrell for his picks of the week. Mike, let's jump right into them. First game, Alabama, 32-point favorite on the road at Arkansas.
So you got to always take Alabama. Arkansas has had a nice season for them, and their defense is solid, but they've had a lot of, you know, banged up guys, and Alabama's just Alabama. So I'm taking them to cover 32.
I'm actually going to take Arkansas. I would not actually bet it myself, but I definitely am going to pick them to cover. That's a huge number.
Huge.
Georgia, 13.5-point favorite going to Mizzou.
Well, JT Daniels, Georgia is different. They cover, right? But Missouri's a tough football team. Baszler's a good quarterback. I like getting almost 2 touchdowns at home against Georgia. I'm not sure if Georgia's going to blow them out, so I'm taking Missouri.
Yeah, I'm with you. At Mizzou, even though there's not any fans there, it's a weird place. Georgia always plays weird against Mizzou. Like every year, basically since Mizzou joined the conference, it's a weird matchup. So I'm going to take Mizzou to cover. Illinois, 14-point underdog at Northwestern.
You gotta like Northwestern here. They don't blow people out normally. They have, but not. They're not Alabama or anything. But they've got to be angry. They've got to be upset at all this talk that they're essentially a bye for Ohio State to get to the playoff. I think they're going to come out and put a thumping on Illinois, and then get killed by Ohio State.
Yeah, I like Northwestern, but 2 touchdowns. I don't like them to beat anyone by 2 touchdowns. Illinois is kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde type team. But if they have their normal quarterback, Peters, or is that who it is? Yeah, Peters.
Yeah,
from
that's your guy.
Yeah, I like their chances there. Utah, 2.5-point underdog at Colorado. Colorado undefeated, by the way.
Undefeated. Carl Durrell just, destroying the world as we expected he would after his job at UCLA. I don't believe in either team. 2.5 at Colorado. I'll take Colorado because it's home. It's going to be cold, and I do like Jarek Broussard. So I think they'll run the ball effectively and take care of Utah by a field goal.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take Utah just because I don't think Colorado's going to finish undefeated.
That does seem unlikely, right?
Right. So they really should have lost to UCLA the first game of the year, but we'll talk about that later. Coastal Carolina, 13.5-point favorite on the road at Troy.
Well, you know my answer. I mean, this is just like Alabama to me. I'm never betting against Coastal Carolina this year. In 2021, I'll start crapping on them again, but they're going to cover 2 touchdowns against Troy. Troy's a solid program, but CJ Marble and company, Coastal Carolina, going to cover.
Yeah, I'm going to go with them as well. This is a game I am very intrigued by. North Carolina, 3-point underdog at Miami.
So this was going to be my lock of the week, but I don't do well with North Carolina, because I just read them wrong all the time. I think North Carolina is going to cover, and I think they're going to win this game outright. So I'm taking North Carolina getting the 3, but I thought about making it my lock, and then I thought of the North Carolina defense and how they're going to stop De'Aaron King, and I think it's going to be over 67.5, and North Carolina is going to cover.
Yeah, I like North Carolina as well, maybe to also win outright. I don't know. It's something I'm getting some weird vibes from first of all, the line's a little fishy, and then I'm also getting some weird vibes just from I don't know why. So I'm taking North Carolina, and I like the over big time. Wisconsin, a 2-point favorite on the road at Iowa.
Wisconsin's been very Jekyll and Hyde this season. Spencer Petras is a solid quarterback for Iowa, not making mistakes. I like the Iowa running game. I like them at home. Wisconsin favored. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm going to take Iowa, and I'll take the 2 points.
Yeah, I'm going to take Iowa as well. Petros, his name means rock in Greek, so of course he's a solid
Solid as a rock
quarterback. LSU, a 23-point underdog at Florida. Florida has not been covering.
So. You know what? Yeah, you know what? So here's what I'm going to do, because Vanderbilt, Kentucky, who the hell was it last week?
Tennessee, we got killed on the last second touchdown.
I know. So they're not covering. So the second I say that they're not going to cover, they'll cover. LSU is a mess. Florida is going to cover the 23 and a half. They have to. I mean, it's been 4 weeks in a row I've taken Florida to cover a big line. They're 0-3 for me. They got to win this one by 23 and a half.
I think they cover, but I'm not confident. I don't know if I will bet on them again based on the last 3 weeks of.
Hurt. It's been very painful, and it's probably going to be a late stupid touchdown. That it's just the same story.
Last week, Dave Lackford and I doubled up at halftime. We said, "Oh well, they started slow. They'll blow them out in the second half. They were doing fine, and then that touchdown cost us dearly." Oklahoma State 5-point favorite at Baylor. God, what an ugly game to try to pick.
But honestly, why is this only 5? I mean, Baylor's atrocious, right? I mean, Charlie Brewer's a good quarterback, but overall they're an atrocious football team under Aranda. Oklahoma State has been very disappointing this year. There's no doubt about it. But they've won 6 games. They've got a better offense. I mean, you got to take Oklahoma State to cover the 5. It's a fishy number. That's what confuses me a little bit, but I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baylor just because I think, and I've been consistent saying that I didn't think Oklahoma State was good all year. Baylor covered last week against Oklahoma as well. San Diego State, 17.5-point underdogs at BYU.
All right, the Mormons are going to be very angry. San Diego State's actually not a bad football team. They've actually played in prime time, not prime time, but earlier than 10:30 p.m. Eastern time a few times this year, so I've got to see them. That being said, I think BYU is going to run it up and win by probably 24 to 28 points.
I'm going to take the Aztecs to cover. I mean, it might be just that half point gives me pause at 17.5. All right, Mike, time for your lock of the week. This time it's whatever they call USC against UCLA. USC a 2.5-point favorite on the road at the Rose Bowl in an empty stadium.
Yeah, why? Why are they only a 2.5-point favorite? I mean, they're undefeated. I know they've struggled with Arizona State, and la di da. But UCLA is not good. They're just not a good football team. I just can't see USC not winning this game by 10. So, giving me under a field goal, I'm taking USC. Lock of the week. Bet your house. You probably don't have it anymore because all of my locks suck. I don't know if I've hit one lock, but this is it. If you still got your house, bet it. USC.
I'm going to take UCLA. UCLA actually is not bad. I didn't think you've watched them.
They're not good.
Let me tell you something. When you're doing your draft stuff, their running back should be in the top.
Oh, Felton?
5 to 7. Yeah, he's very good.
He's good. No, he's good. But listen, they don't have the talent, the roster talent, the depth. If USC wants to win this football game by 10 or more points, they will win this football game. Period. It's just with USC, you never know.
All right, that wraps it up. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and, of course, check out our YouTube channel where we have a ton of stuff coming for National Signing Day. All right, thanks, Mike.
All right.